Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. As the poem's name suggests, the speaker, a traveler, has decided to stop by the woods in a rather snowy evening, so incredibly picturesque that it stirs their heart and mind to witness an otherworldly image, breathtaking and natural. This traveler allows himself or herself to witness the snow fall upon the bounteous nature, contemplating upon the intricacies of the beautiful things our eyes may behold of this world and of the society. This traveler contemplates as the woods are filled by the snow falling from the clouds above in this ethereal winter evening, a true view of beauty and serenity, as if the traveler finds some peace in an ever-moving world where there are obligations to fulfill, that which pulls them towards their promises before a worthy rest is granted. This is but a brief respite. Let us analyze the lines. The traveler is on the path to a destination. Somewhere they are supposed to be. Perhaps they are a messenger. Perhaps to deliver something, perhaps to reunite with their family, loved ones, perhaps to grant aid. The traveler may be the poet, may be you and me, may be someone we know. Yet it seems that there is a feeling within the traveler that they must keep going. The first stanza, containing 4 lines in which the last words of the first, second, and fourth line rhyme. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. This traveler, a lone journeyer, stops at dusk in the woods and feels that he or she knows who owns these woods, perhaps referring to the owner of this land or property. The traveler remembers that whoever owns this land, the person they know, has his house in the village, and so it must be some distance from the woods. Therefore, it is likely that the person will not get to see the traveler who has stopped by to watch the astonishing, otherworldly view of these woods, where the trees and pathway and the earth below and the creatures that live in the forest are painted overwhelmingly by the ceaselessly falling snow's whiteness. A sight which captivates the traveler's heart and mind so incredibly that they choose to wait and to take in an amazing view, for the view is most special. The snow falls upon them gently as to evoke emotion to think of a changing world or to cause reminiscence, or perhaps merely to allow them to contemplate on life, all that has passed, a moment of peace in an age of restlessness, when days pass by so fast. A moment when the soul is allowed to heal, to be in awe of the world around, of nature. Nature, indeed, is that which calms a heart and cleanses the soul which is overcome by the exhaustion of daily life. Let us move on to the second stanza, where the words queer, near, and year rhyme, the last words of the first, second, and third line. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. The traveler is with their companion, a little horse. They wonder whether the horse might find it a little strange that the rider has chosen to stop at such a place where there is no sign of civilization, no place to drink water from, nor is there any hay. There is the winter cold. It is getting darker. But a moment ago, perhaps they may have been journeying towards their destination without stopping, without any distractions. This little horse finds it rather odd that they halted, for the horse does not understand the reason for this stoppage. In the longest night of the year, the traveler and his companion witness the woods be covered in the snow of winter, when the people of the world perhaps have chosen to find warmth and refuge as darkness encompasses all, surrounded by the forest and its mysteries, a lake which has frozen. Indeed, it is almost as if the traveler has stepped into a world which is new, so incredible, soothing, perhaps causing them to remember things which are past, or to ponder upon the unpredictability of a future not yet known, or to be thoughtful, perhaps in their own way to praise the inexplicable beauty which they witness. The third stanza, where we see a similar rhyming pattern as that of the previous stanzas. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The traveler's little horse shakes the bells on his harness to ask whether some mistake has been made, and if there is any possibility that they may have ended up at a place they are not meant to be. However, in that moment, the traveler is exactly where they want to be, as if it is destiny. Perhaps this is a way the horse wanted to signal to the traveler that there is some confusion regarding the purpose of this rest in their travels. The only sound heard by the traveler, aside from the bells, is the sound of the restless winter wind and the falling of snowflakes from a sky of darkness, covering the world and the woods which captivate the traveler. The fourth and final stanza, where the rhyming pattern is different, all lines and their final words rhyme. This stanza contains one of the most famous repeating lines in English poetry, which Robert Frost has written so masterfully granting us the essence of the purity of nature and its ability to captivate us, and the pull of obligation which returns us to the world of reality. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The traveler speaks from their heart, perhaps overwhelmed by the beauty of these woods, being filled with snow in a dark evening which complements the enchantment of all that they see. Lovely, dark, and deep are the words which the traveler uses, admitting the ethereal view which has captivated them for a while. A part of the traveler wonders, could they stay a bit longer, just to find more comfort, perhaps to heal the soul, to praise this inexplicable evening a while longer, as the snow paints the woods so well? It is almost overwhelming to see a part of the world which the traveler had probably seen before, but never so lovely, so heavenly, so exquisite. The snow has changed these woods which the traveler has known, and perhaps the traveler is unable to let go of the beauty they witness when the world changes. Or perhaps the traveler yearns to hold on to this moment and never let go, for little do they find such fragments of time when the heart is soothed. Yet the traveler reminds themselves of their obligation, promises which the traveler must keep for the sake of those whom these promises may concern. To keep the word which has been given, the traveler chooses to continue, to keep on going. Perhaps a part of the traveler wishes that they could remain just a little while longer to witness these woods be filled with snow in a night so dark and uncommon, a night perhaps when their soul finds familiarity in a constantly changing world. Yet, promises remind the traveler that they must keep carrying on. They must be carrying on. There are obligations to be fulfilled, words to be kept. A long way until there is true rest for the traveler, even though the traveler would like to remain here, looking at the woods. Thus, the traveler who finds the woods being covered with the ceaselessly falling snow to be so beautiful and soothing to the heart, chooses to carry on and gallops away towards destiny to fulfill the promises they have made. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Such a lovely poem, telling us that our hearts may seek soothing in this ever-changing world. Perhaps something which reminds us of days gone by, or something which causes us to praise the world we live in, or something which makes us consider the reality of the present, or the hope which awaits us tomorrow, or the sorrow which we must prepare for. Our souls yearn for this feeling, to cleanse us and heal us of the scars which we gain through our journey of life, in which matters of monotony weaken us. Or perhaps these brief moments of rest may help us reminisce on memories of a time when life was beautiful. Yet, life is about these brief comforts, and until we reach the end of the road, there is no true rest. However, it should not stop us from stopping by and allowing ourselves to be reminded of the goodness which remains, so that our path towards our destiny, where we are meant to be, we can travel with hope and faith. Just as this traveler has stopped by the woods on a snowy evening for a little while before leaving to fulfill the promises they have made, to return from a view so daunting and lovely to the reality and obligations of a world that awaits for no one, we are welcome to find comfort in nature, in things of beauty, in the presence of loved ones, perhaps in an activity of leisure, in the embrace of a loved one, in the wisdom of they who are wise, to take a short break before carrying on towards that which we must do. For a short time we remain in this world, this heavenly celestial body, and although there are matters of the world which compel us to devote ourselves, we might as well take in the sights along this beautiful journey.